Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. Once again, a hefty stack of comic books. I think next week's going to be short. I think like 3 or 4. So let's go ahead and dive in. This is Dead Boy Detectives 5 of 6. It's a little sad when I found out that it was not going to be a continuing series. This is the one with the unfortunate writer that I don't think I'm saying right. Pornsak Pichetshote. Anyone that wants to tell me how to pronounce that, comments are down there. Jeff Stokely is our artist. So the boys are in Los Angeles, where they have befriended 3 Thai ghosts. But Thai ghosts shouldn't exist in Los Angeles. And it's cool. There's weird, freaky, large art going on there. They find these thingies called, hold on, Krasue, Krasue. They're the Indian demons that they look like a person, but then they lift off the body, and it's just all of the organs attached to the head, and it goes around and murders people and stuff. So I saw one of those in an old Indian movie a very long time ago, and the fact that it's in the comic book makes it kind of cool. So yep, one more issue. We'll see how it goes. I hope the one guy who's currently zombified looking gets to look better. I mean, how bad is he going to get? He's, you know, dead guy. Dead Boy Detectives. Daredevil number 10. Let's see. Chip Zdarsky still writing it. Marco Checchetto is still arting it up. He's drawing it. So Matt and Elektra went and got some criminals and taught them how to not be criminals anymore and do something decent. And then the Avengers and Spider-Man, I don't know if Spider-Man's an Avenger anymore, are there to stop him from doing that. We get a really good Daredevil Spider-Man fight. Spider-Man should know better, because Daredevil can do things that Spider-Man cannot, regardless of how strong he is. So the best part of this is the really long Spider-Man Daredevil fight. So it's kind of interesting. We'll see where it goes. I hear rumors that Daredevil's going to be going to hell or something like that. We'll have to see how that goes. But this is a good run, number 10. Oh, I don't read that. All right. Second issue of the new Doctor Strange book. We have Jed MacKay as the writer. Pascal Ferry is the artist. The art, as always, is gorgeous. Moon Knight takes Stephen and Clea to go visit a couple who have a baby who is always asleep. And we come to find out she's missing her astral form. And Doctor Strange is telling Moon Knight, why didn't you just take care of it? He goes, that would be me using a depleted uranium shell to open a diary lock. He goes, I'm the hammer, you're the scalpel. So they go in to save the little girl and go see what's going on with Nightmare. And something is going on with Nightmare, but we don't know what the hell it is. It's something that's hinted at, but we're not getting anything. The artwork, as always, for this is just freaking gorgeous. It reminds me so much of like Ditko style. I mean, not really his style. It's a different, thinner line. Very pretty, very weird, very trippy. All good things when you got a Doctor Strange comic book. So if you haven't started getting it, get it now. Get it. It just started. Gargoyles number 5 with Goliath and Alyssa, who's never looked this good in any incarnation. She didn't even look this good in the book. Different artist. I'll tell you who the it says DNA is the artist, I guess. David Nakayama. It's pretty. Greg Weisman is our writer. George Kambadais is our illustrator. And there is a Gargoyle squad, Gargoyle task force that is out to capture gargoyles. And they got Goliath last issue, and now he's in prison And of course, you know what gargoyles always want to do is bust their buddies out of prison, but Goliath realizes that that's not a good idea. There's still people in here, I don't know who they are. We haven't finished the Gargoyles season. Have you tried watching Gargoyles? Season 2 is 52 episodes. About 51 of them, I feel like they're on this boat from Avalon and going to different time zones. I know it's not quite that bad, but it drags a little. It's a lot of episodes in the boat. I think they finally got off the boat, but we're almost done. So, good book. The book that I'm the only one that reads, Jungle Comics, from Antarctica Press. Where's Antarctic? Antarctic, not Antarctica. In this, we get 2 stories. Primal, The Jungle Warrior. Story by Eric Allen Nelson and Marcello Bravo. Pencils by Eric Allen Nelson. Inks by Andrea Perron and Eric Allen Nelson, the triple threat man. And then Xana the Jungle's in here with art, story and art by Giuseppe Pedriale and Roberto Renze. Apparently the woman who saved Primal, our girl who wears extremely little. We hear the story of how she was saved by this older lady. It's interesting because she at least is wearing like a little leopard skin bikini, things like that. Grandma in the flashbacks ain't wearing diddly squat. I think that's the distraction. Also, the one Primal's girlfriend is in here and not wearing a thing. They've decided that we're going to go ahead and embrace the full nudity. Xana the Jungle's finally defeated the queen because he saved a rhino king from quicksand. So they feel obligated, as it were. So I'm pretty sure this one's almost over. They're kind of wrapping things up and they're getting rid of the last bad guys. He kills a cannibal, snaps his neck. Says it's going to be continued next issue. So we'll have to wait and see. The next issue one has a big white gorilla on the cover. So currently we have Tyrannosaurus Rex-ish and redhead in a leopard skin bikini, tiger bikini. It's a great, if you love cheesy old pulp, this is cheesy pulp. You can almost smell the pulp. Alright, we're wrapping up Mary Jane and Black Cat miniseries. We started it with a crossover with the Dark Web, and then we decided to keep getting it. Writer is Jed MacKay. Artist is Vincenzo Caratu. And they were sent by Belasco to go get the Soul Sword that usually belongs to Magic, and Sim helped them out with that. And so there's some really cool, I thought there was a really big fight sequence. Well, anyways, you get the girls in the Soul Sword thing because they split it. They took turnsies because Mary Jane had a reality altering power, so she was able to split. Ah, here it is. You get big, whoa, like that. So, yeah, there's a fun little adventure for Mary Jane and Black Cat, and Mary Jane goes back to her husband and children. That's covered in Amazing Spider-Man. If you haven't been keeping up with that, you could be a little lost with what's going on in here, but it's still a fun book. It's over, though. Issue 2. I don't know if I reviewed the first issue, but I decided to read Gangster Ass Barista. This is number 2. Written by Pat Shand, illustrated by Renzo Rodriguez. There's a bonus story illustrated by Vincenzo Riccardo. So they're both written by Pat Shand. So last issue there was a bag of money. Bad guys want their bag of money. Our little barista, she knows stuff that a normal barista doesn't, and how to take care of things. So it's pretty interesting. She goes to find her money, and this guy literally spent all of it on heroin. All of it. And unfortunately, you can't return heroin. So the bad guys are after the money. They're going to threaten the coffee shop where she works. It was interesting for me because I'm reading along, like really excited, and then I realize there's still this much comic book left. Well, there's a bonus story that gives a lot of backstory for her. So this is a really good book. Lots of fun. I would give it away, but there's a reason that parental advisory explicit content is on his butt. And it's hilarious. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. Now, what do we got here? Cold War Part 2, Captain America, Symbol of Truth. The good news is the artwork is much better. This is Falcon Cap's art comic book. It's crossover. So writer is Tachi Onyebuchi. and our artist is R.B. Silva. We left our gang of Falcon, Cap, Sharon, Misty out fighting bad guys in the winter, out in the snow, trying to find Bucky, because Bucky has gone off the rails and has Steve's son, Ian, who was from the god-awful Captain America book where he was stuck in Dimension Z for like 8,000 issues, or it just felt like 8,000 issues. So, and we find out that if you're Bucky, you really don't want to piss off Black Widow. This is a short little crossover thing. They've been leading up to it in the Captain America book that I buy, which is Sentinel of Liberty. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more books to get this taken care of, and it's a lot of fun. I'm glad we got a good Cap book, and the art, like I said, is R.B. Silva brought his A game. Final issue of Monica Rambeau Photon, the Captain Marvel's movie, the Marvel movie coming out. Eve L. Ewing is our writer. Luca Maresca. When last we left Photon, she was hanging out with Star Fox. Reality was still busted. But you know they're not going to not fix reality. That part was sort of a conclusion. But it does let us know that thing where we think we know what her power levels are like, you can't imagine. So they gave us this picture instead. Alright, what do we got left? Oh, here we go. Strange Academy Finals number 6. Unfortunately, this is the final issue. So I'm extremely unhappy with that. Scotty Young is our writer. Humberto Ramos is our artist. If I haven't mentioned it before, Humberto does an online comic called Butternut Squash. It's one of my favorite funny comics out there. I don't think he's been doing anything on it for a very long time, but whatever. We left these guys in the middle of a fight. We had the girl coming all ticked off, and apparently she had Doyle's power that he gave her, and he decided the only way he's going to win is to take it back. So, I did like that Hoggoth showed up, because you always hear Captain America saying things like, the hoary hosts of Hoggoth, and he's just a big kitty. So, and Doyle owes him. And there's a sad part. And I always get tired of Marvel using the sad part. Just sell a comic book, but whatever. Alright. Unstoppable Doom Patrol. Number 2 of 6. I know. At least I know it's 2 of 6. You know what I mean? So we have Dennis Culver is our writer. Chris Burnham is our artist. And now they are in their new headquarters. They went for the cheese on this. We never get these anymore. The cutaway of the headquarters of where everybody hangs out, called The Shelter. And we got our new guys that we picked up. One of them's name is Worm, and he's got a little blue worm character with him. I wasn't aware that Rita and Flex Mentalo were a thing, but that's fine. They managed to mention Danny the Street. I didn't know Dorothy Spinner was dead. Little monkey face Dorothy. I didn't know that, so that probably could have happened in Lazarus Planet or later. There's a little subterfuge going on. I don't know why Peacemaker's in this comic book. It's just annoying. Plus, whoever drew this, I said his name. I don't really like the way he draws Peacemaker, but that's really my only complaint. Mento is still in it, and he's not a tasty, chewy mint. He's a guy with mental powers. Animal Girl's still the best one. I don't think that's her name. Beast Girl? Hold on. It's in the front. It'll tell me. There's a little one of those thingies where they give you everybody's names, I think. Maybe. Headquarters. Well. Apparently Dr. Calder's still trying to get into the thing, but Jane is currently the chief, and she refuses to let anybody else up from the underground. So it's always the chief. But the little girl's power of fight or flight is hilarious. If she sees you and uses her power on you, you will fight or you will flee. Nobody fights. They all make a mess in their pants and run away. So once again, a giant stack. I don't think we're going to get as many as last time. Oh wait, I have a special thing. So you all sit here and stare at my chair while I go get my special thing. Don't go away, I'll be right back. What's that? Come back! Apparently there was dog time on there. Everybody loves the dog. Flower, were you on the camera again? She's like, I have no idea what's going on. Alright, so trade paperback of the original run of the Creature Commandos. You got a Frankenstein, you got a werewolf, you got a vampire, you got Lieutenant Shreve. Is it Shreve? Yeah, wow. Pretty good for me. It's collecting Weird War tales, a lot of them. And because one of my favorite writers, J.M. DeMatteis, wrote the first issue of Creature Commandos in Weird War tales. So this was a collected thing, $24.99. It's really, really big. I'm about halfway through it already. You can tell it's J.M. DeMatteis. It's really well written. The art is exactly from that time period, which is, you know, good, bad. Also, you get G.I. Robot shows up in this because he was part of the Creature Commandos for a hot minute. So I thought everyone would want to see that I got this. It was I had to have it. Plus, if you go to Fanfare and you buy books when they're new, it's 20% off. So $24.99, we'll call it $25. $5 off of that, $20 for nice glossy, reprinted stuff that you... It's amazing what DC decides to reprint. Wait till you see what they reprinted next week. I'll show it to you next week, though. In the meantime, Sophie and Fiona, I saw you because we had to bring you your Dogman book, 20,000 Fleas Under the Sea or Beneath the Sea. I don't remember. I didn't read it. And then we had to go run off and put the books we got you at the library. So it was nice to see you. Sleepover's not yet. I think that's May 27th because Mother's Day is in this month, and that's just how it works. So we'll see you on May 27th for Sleepover. In the meantime, the rest of you, if you can't afford comic books, completely understandable. Money's always tight. Go to the library. The library has lots of trade paperbacks. I don't think they have this one yet, and you can't have mine. Go to the library. Go online. There's places that let you read them for free. There's a library one that lets you read it for free. So in the meantime, I'll let you go find a comic book to read. Everyone have a great, great week, and go read a comic.